One day she met Gopal Krishna Gokhale. He said to her to use her poetry and her beautiful words to regenerate the spirit of independence in the hearts of villagers. He asked her to use talent to free Mother India. This is such a nice coincidence that we are doing this today. This is the week of independence. Today is the 10th of August, and next Saturday, coming Saturday, is Independence Day. So it's really proud, when you like to speak about someone of your country who has done so much. You must love our country. We are proud of it. So then in 1916 she met Mahatma Gandhi, and she totally directed her energy to fight for freedom. She would roam around the country like a general of the army and pour enthusiasm among the hearts of Indians. She had been a lot about with Mahatma Gandhi. She used to go around. Now, independence of India became the heart and soul of her work. She said, first, this is my priority. She awakened the women of India. She brought them out from the kitchen. She traveled from state to state, city after city, and asked for the rights of the women. She re-established self-esteem within the women of India. Took them out from the kitchen. Come out from the kitchen. Kitchen is not your place. You have to do something for your country also. In 1925, she was the head person of the Summit of Congress in Kanpur. 1928, she went off to USA with the message of the non-violence movement from Gandhiji. When Gandhiji was arrested in 1930 for a protest, she took the helms of his movement. She took control. 1931, she participated in the Round Table Summit along with Gandhiji and Pandit Malavi Vijayaji. 1942, she was arrested during the Quit India protest and stayed in jail for 21 months with Gandhiji. Independence came. She became the governor of Uttar Pradesh. She was the first woman governor of India. Her beautiful poems are the sculptured flute songs of India, Allahabad, Kitabistan, published that. The Feather of Dawn, Broken Wing, songs of love and death and spring, including the Gift of India. Muhammad Jinnah also read her books. Threshold was published in Britain, London. The Bird of Time was also done in there. But today we are going to do Coromandel Fishers. What is Coromandel Fishers all about? She has been a poet to an era of struggle, slavery and freedom fighting. So that person writing poems, it is about fishermen, yet it's you can say a metaphorically reflects the poet's desire for free India. It has 3 stanzas having 4 lines each, and we'll go through it. Have you ever seen a person fishing? I need more time on this because we are short of time. I want to explain this in the next class, but I'll just give you a brief. She's from South India. So have you ever seen a group of people going for fishing? I'll tell you, because my father owned a guest house in Gopalpur. That's in Odisha. And it's on the Bay of Bengal, just the Odisha-Andhra border. It's called Gopalpur on sea. It's got one of the biggest lighthouses, and it's got the army bases. The navy bases are very close by. Chhatrapur and what are the places? I don't know. Chhatrapur is there, and Gorkul or something is there where the navy base is there. very famous place. But people used to not go, tourists were not going. So my father had a friend, he was in the Navy, and they bought that place and they used to share it and all. So then my father donated it to a group of people who wanted to teach, to make it a teachers training school. So it was donated. And my father had a lot of fishermen, he used to guide them, he used to teach them, he made a cooperative for them and all that. He had done a lot of things for them. And we owned a boat also at that time. It was a long time ago. And these boats were in two parts, two logs of wood in a just cut and hammered with wooden nails. So these guys, fishermen, my father had owned a boat. At that time it was quite cheap but expensive for that time also. It was 40,000 rupees then one boat. But everything, no motor, nothing. Only ropes and nets and 2 people. And bigger ones had 4 people. They will come at 4 o'clock in the morning before dawn, still dark. They will hold with their oars, the oars, they have very small oars. With the oars, they will take each piece, these fellows, 2 boys or 2 men, they'll put the string underneath it and pick it up on their shoulders, and they'll walk down to the beach. Again, they'll come and take another piece, put it together and then start tying it there. It will never open. They tie it so well, 2 pieces of wood tied together, and then the net goes inside, huge net. That is also tied also to the boat, and food is also there, and they sit and they push that boat into the water, and the waves will topple the boat, throw it this side, throw it that side. They will also fall, they will get up, and then they'll start rowing. They have to cross the waves. Once they cross the waves, they are into the water. Then they put up their mast and all, and the wind takes them in. And they'll come back the next day. Imagine what risk just for a living, for sustenance, for to live and to eat, to fish. So this is all about a daily life of a person who has to take care of his family. If he doesn't go fishing, how will he? So that freedom thing, that to gain something, to coming back alive again, because you don't know what's going to happen in the sea. You can swim, but you can't swim kilometers and kilometers if something happens. So this is all about it. So we'll come and discuss it in the next class, and I don't want to do it on the first day. So just think, read, try to read and see what you know about it. It's a very good poem. I'll do it in the next class for you. Till then, take care, read and try to learn your word meanings. If you have any problems, the next class I'll explain it to you more. God bless, take care, bye bye, happy independence, and respect your parents.